Hey, Big Dave the Middle-Aged Gamer here with another episode of Skyrim, Legacy of the Dragonborn. We just made it out of those creepy-ass tunnels and to Clockwork Castle, as you can see right there. Decided to redo that one because, well, let's be honest, that's pretty freaking cool looking. And there it goes. Alright, so let's follow the path towards Clockwork Castle. And it is brutally cold, because it's like we're in the middle of the mountains, in the middle of the frickin' night. And there's somebody waiting for us. Hello?
Welcome to Clockwork Castle. I am Dragonborn. It has been many years since our last visitor. Lamashtu wants to speak to you. Please, follow me. I came out when I heard the rock fall. By the sound of it, you are lucky to be unhurt. It was the tunnel, wasn't it? It has been threatening to collapse for a long time now. That means there's no going back that way. You may be trapped here. Well, Lamashtu will know what to do.
And in we go.
I apologize for the state of the house. It has been just Lamashtu and I here for some time now. I shall light the lamps momentarily.
World of fools, you stand out above the rest. Here, take this small sign of my friendship.
It is now incredibly bright in here with my light spell. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need that once it in here once it wears off. Fix the rugs so I don't trip over them. And yes, that's a thing. Okay, so it's worn off. As you can see, it's pretty well lit in here, all things considered. Let's go outside. And it's... well, the sky's pretty, at least.
Here we are. Lamashtu is just over there. Please introduce yourself to her. In the meantime, I shall go light the lamps and unlock the doors. Please excuse me.
Okay, let's go talk to Lamashtu. And we're going to need just a little bit of light here. Or maybe not.
Who are you, and what are you doing here?
I came through the mountain tunnels.
And the tunnel collapsed. Yes, I heard it. No one has used those tunnels in well over 100 years. There is only one other way out of the castle and this valley. Beneath the keep is the travel machine. It can transport you to the major settlements of Skyrim. Ask Lahar to take you to it. He will need to let you out on the other side.
Can I ask you something?
Go to Lahar. Ask him to let you out through the travel machine.
Okay. Thanks for having me, I guess. Alright, let's go back inside. Let's go talk to Lahar. That was fast. Alright, down the stairs. I just fixed that rug. Lahar must have messed it up. Oh, he's upstairs.
There you are. I've rented the master bedroom, since you may be staying with us for some time.
Staying? Lamash said you'd show me to this travel machine.
That is strange. The travel machine is not functional at this time. In fact, very few machines here are working right now, as the pressurized steam they rely on is not reaching the castle.
Is for you.
Perhaps she forgot. Here, I can show you. The travel machine is this way, beneath the keep. Please, come this way.
Here, I'd like you to have this as a token of our friendship.
Well, everybody giving me some goodies. Okay. Fix the rug. All right, into the
I'm sure
castle
we can
travel
make
room.
great art of our enemies.
Okay, this is the travel room. A little dark in here, huh?
Please, follow me. Try entering the machine. You shall see that it is not working.
All right, so we go into the machine and...
As you can see, the machine is cold and lifeless. I'm afraid you cannot leave.
Is there no other way out?
No, the cliffs surrounding the castle are too steep to traverse, and now that the last tunnel has fallen in, no avenues remain. To be honest, I had thought the route you took to reach here to be blocked on the other side for a very long time now. After all, we are subject to the occasional tremor here. From Red Mountain, I believe. In fact, one such tremor is to blame for the lifeless machines around the castle. It was particularly violent and breached the main steam pipeline. I attempted to repair the damage, but my brothers and sisters hampered my efforts and drove me out.
Brothers and sisters?
Yes. Down in Erduran, deep beneath the castle. They have grown wild, and we are no longer welcome there.
Could I repair the damage?
You could. Doing so would restore steam power to the castle, yes. The pipeline ferries steam from deep in Erduran, but it is easy to find. It can be followed back from the castle, and it is spewing steam. From what I saw, at least 10 sections of pipe have been breached. All must be replaced. Fortunately, plenty of scavenged replacement pipes are lying about down there. They were intended for eventual use in the castle. Alternatively, if you know how to work thermal metal, you may want to use one of the forges down there to cast your own. Above all, however, be wary of my brothers and sisters, for they may attack you. Passage to Gilded may be found through the mausoleum outside. Lamash too has the key. You will need to obtain it from her. In the meantime, you are our guest here. Please treat Clockwork Castle as your home. If you have questions, I will try to answer. If you wish for me to show you around some part of the keep, I can do that too.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, I shall endeavor to answer.
What are you?
I am a caretaker. I see to it that the castle is kept in good repair.
No, I mean, are you the Dwemer? An animunculi?
I am a caretaker. I also see to the needs of castle residents. Once the travel machine is again functional, I can use it to trade for necessities with merchants in Skyrim. I will be able to arrange trades for you at that time.
He ain't answering. How do you go out in public? Aren't you treated with suspicion?
I wear robes.
You wear robes.
Yes, and observers believe that beneath the robes, I am wearing a suit of Dwemer armor.
Tell me about the castle.
Clockwork Castle sits high in the Velody Mountains that border Skyrim and Morrowind. It is naturally well defended by virtue of its very remote and treacherous surrounds. It was built by the Gilded family in the closing years of the Third Era, some 200 years ago. The Gilded family were very successful traders, and the castle was intended to administer a new trading route between Skyrim and Morrowind. However, the devastation of the Red Year put an end to those plans by way of destroying the trade route and the people they wished to trade with, so I was told at least. That was all before March 2 and I came here.
This castle seems quite unusual.
I know little of such things, but I was told that this style of furnishing was popular in Hyrule some time ago. Or perhaps you are referring to the machines. The first were built by Ludwig, though I believe not much too helped. For the machines that were large in number, or in size, or in scope, there my brothers and sisters helped also. We all did.
Who's Ludwig?
Ludwig used to live here with us. It was he who first invited Lamash and I to live in the castle. I have not seen Ludwig in a very long time.
What happened to him?
I don't know. I believe he kept a series of journals, however. Perhaps the answer can be found in their pages. I recall seeing them scattered about the keep. You might try looking in the master bedroom, mage's study and travel room.
What is Nernderal?
It was a freehold colony of the Dwemer and my old home. Sadly, it is now a ruin, and we are no longer welcome there. Lamashtu and I are fortunate to be able to now call Clockwork Castle our home.
Why do only you and Lamashtu live here?
It was not always like this. Ludwig used to live here too. So did his family and servants, but they all left long ago, shortly after Lamashtu and I came here.
What if I have to kill your brothers and sisters?
They are like me. You cannot kill us. You may need to knock us down, but we shall rise again, eventually. Do not worry.
How did you light the lamps so quickly?
They are gas lights, and are largely automated. It only took a moment.
Oh, great, so he's gaslighting us. Are there any supplies available here?
Feel free to make use of anything you may find lying about the castle. I am afraid, though, that until the travel machine is restored, further supplies, such as food, will not be available.
Never mind.
Of course.
There's some work about the castle I'd like you to do.
What needs to be done?
Could you clean up the cobwebs?
Very well. I shall clear them away.
Could you repair the peeling wallpaper?
Certainly.
Never mind.
Of course.
What parts of the castle can you show me too?
I can show you the master bedroom, kitchen, travel room, armory, workroom, mage's study, glass garden and living quarters. I can also explain the workings of the pneumatic tube terminals about the keep. Please let me know if you would like me to show you somewhere.
A token of my appreciation.
Thank you, Uthgerd. Can you show me somewhere in the castle?
Certainly. Where shall I take you?
The master bedroom.
Of course. Please follow me.
Oh, you're having a hard time getting through my followers. Yeah, I get that. Now, the pneumatic tubes he was talking about are these here. Put something in a tube, and you can push the buttons and have them do various things. Like if I put something in here, and push this button, that item will appear in the mage's study. Or a button here to the workroom, or to the kitchen, or to the armory. Or you could just skip that and just put things from your inventory to the armory, or the kitchen, or the study, or the workroom. The mod devs here did an absolutely banger job of this entire place. And I'm overweight. And if this wasn't the Legacy of the Dragonborn run, I would seriously consider this place as my full-time home. But since we are that is eventually not going to be a thing. Alright, so we'll follow Lahar. Alright, so we're back in the main hall, and the master bedroom's like literally right there. And by the bonging of the clock, it is now 8:01 a.m. I am hungry though, so let's eat something. Let's go with some venison steak, and well, I don't need the other goodies just yet. That's for when I'm actually doing something. Alright, into the master bedroom. And this is the master bedroom. Intimately lit. So it's a little dark in here.
This is the master bedroom. Please feel welcome to treat it as your own. Rest if you are weary, and safely store your belongings if you are burdened.
Thank you, Lahar. So we have a nice little fireplace here. Main bed right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to throw a mage light up and properly light this place. And we've got a bathroom here. Yeah.
This is the bathing room. To wash the mortal body aids social interaction and fortifies against disease. Manipulate the tubs to produce cold or heated water. I hope that helped. Please let me know if you would like me to show you another part of the castle.
Thank you, Lahar. Might take you up on that at some point. Alright, so first things first. Alright, just let me through. I need to sleep. Let's not trip. Alright, let's get some shut-eye. Okay, we leveled. Level 9, that means Magicka. We got 2 levels. That's 2 levels of Magicka. Alright, so we're going to be delving again. So, alright, first things first. Night Eye. That is the most important thing. After that, we need to work alteration. And we can put a point into mage armor. Protection spells like stone flesh are 100% stronger if not wearing armor. That is going to be huge. You know, so we don't get killed.
You've done well.
The wind picks up, and while irrelevant dust blows around you, a scrap of paper flies toward you, eventually hitting you in the face in a manner most assuredly comical. While such encounters might be dismissed by others as chance, your adventures have left you knowing that such events are often the result of things beyond your comprehension, though many things are beyond your comprehension, such as multiplication, not going to the bathroom outside of your armor, and words longer than 4 letters. Nevertheless, you pocket the scrap, making a mental note to find someone to read it aloud to you later. Ouch. That takes a and that is a new mod quest. Little harsh if you ask me, but let's read the scrap of paper. Earnings, however, second Malamumu pointed out that the storms were too localized and brief flow stops led scouts to confirm our suspicions that a Karstang Bahan, a Dwemer Weather Witch, was still in operation. Dwemer Weather Witch was still in operation. Following chronographer protocols 14A AYEM, the current serving sentries performed the necessary orbital rituals, and the device and its holdings were shifted to an era where it wasn't needed. With the sky clear, our carrier sights observed a large ruin, understandably deep in origin. Before your eternity throws this note away, please note that among the structures observed was a large blast hatch similar to those used by our own fleets. Records taken from the mainframe of the Clockwork King also note that the position of this ruin, south of the Nordic city of Falkreath, near a small place locally known as Haldir's Cairn, through a small tunnel if traveling by pack fabricant, matches that of the lost laboratory of Arthamaz. As your eternity now knows, Arthamaz, translation up-facing, is perhaps one of the last, if not the last site for Aeronautics, the study and practice of space travel. While several moth ships, Sunbird cruisers, and even a Histian dreadnought sit in our hangars, it is the chance to acquire a Dwemeri ether barge, or even a full starship, would prove invaluable to our work and research. With your implied permission, we have dispatched a party to the surface with the intention of investigating and hopefully recovering the aforementioned ship. Yeah, there's a lot of mods there that changed the Dwemer from steampunk into a whole full-blasted sci-fi. Okay. Ludwig's Journal, 1 of 4. Journal of Ludwig Klodovich, Part 1, 3rd of Evening Star, 4E16. Today we laid my father to rest in the mausoleum. It is a strange feeling, knowing that his shell just lies there, alone, and that at any time I could go look upon it, as if he were still here. Instead, I shall honor his wish and begin the keeping of this journal. It's past time I did. He certainly prodded me into it for long enough. Should this first entry be a commemoration of Father's life? I lack the words to adequately describe him, I think. His achievements are familiar to most. Everyone knows the Klodovich Trading Company. There's little I could add unless that would be of interest, I'm sure, coming from me. I can say, however, that he shall be missed. We commend thee and lay thee to rest, Maximilian Klodovich. Father. 10th of Morning Star, 4E17. It occurs to me that for this journal to be of any use to anyone, I should explain who I am. My name is Ludwig Klodovich. Now the Lord of Klodovich Castle, I suppose. Lord of a trade route to nowhere. It barely entered my thoughts as a child, as I have no memory of living anywhere else, but our castle is truly remote. It was Father's grand project, a new trade route between Skyrim and Morrowind, administered by the Klodovich family company alone. A fool's project is what they called it. How could it replace the Sea of Ghosts route? They would ask. What of the phenomenal expense in tunneling under the mountains, said others. But Father's plan was more simple. Why forge a new path when one can reclaim an old one? Torvald's Crossing was too dangerous and too far south in any case. The mysterious tunnels that Father set his mind and considerable fortune to, and he never did reveal how he knew of them, were not too far from the port in Windhelm. He knew no name for these tunnels, and since they went beneath the Valathi Mountains, he and all the workers came to simply call them the Valathi Tunnels. Clearing the way was dangerous, but the work involved was relatively slight. These tunnels emerged in a small valley high in the mountains, before plunging beneath the rocks again down to Morrowind. Clockwork Castle was built in this valley, a gatehouse in the center of the would-be trade route. And that is how I grew up, observing the construction of our castle, watching and pestering the builders, stonecutters, carpenters, and smiths. Tools and machines fascinated me. Hammers and saws, pulleys and levers. I relished seeing the walls go up and the rooms take shape. Father was more keen on the furnishings. They had to match the latest fashions of faraway High Rock. That was home to him and to Mother. I was too young to remember it well, but they were distinctive. Everything went wrong in the Red Year. Not merely for us, of course. It was the death of so very many. But that was when the tunnel down to Morrowind fell in, killing the workers inside. It was the end of Father's grand project. Even if our route had survived, the people of Morrowind did not. There was no one left to trade with. Mother died not long after, along with my sister, who would have been. So much went wrong. The castle was nearly complete by then, and though, again, people called him mad, Father elected to have it finished. Certainly, some things were called off and cut short. I think the armory was originally intended to be another grand entrance hall leading into quarters for prestigious guests, ballroom and such. But still, it became Clockwork Castle, our home. My aunts and uncles always said that Father never recovered from those days. Why else would he choose to stay in the place that had come to represent his very dear failure? Father may have founded it, but they took on the running of the Clockwork Company from then on. My siblings mean to take up the business also, or so they have informed me during their brief visit. To enter our father. They may have been anxious to leave the castle once they were old enough. They could not stand the isolation. But I, of course, remained here with Father and the staff. I remember I was sorely disappointed when the last of the construction came to close. Some of the carpenters and smiths had treated me almost as an apprentice, but then they had to leave, and there was nothing more to do. Father had noted my interest in intricate mechanics, though, and diverted them into a trade in intricate jewelries. It was not exactly what I wanted, but it suits me well enough, and I can labor at home in the castle. It's also very profitable. And there you have it, I suppose. Lord Ludwig Clockwork, the jeweler. Alright, some septums. Okay, we got a bookshelf there. We can stash books. What else you do with a bookshelf? Minor maze. Read that before.
Don't get too far ahead.
Yep, nothing in there, nothing in the wardrobe. But in the cupboard, we got some stuff. Guide to Aldrune, Guide to the Imperial City, cupboard with more randomness. That chest is empty. Life of Uriel Septim the 7th. Another cupboard with more randomness. Which means we're back to this again. Alright, some foodstuffs. That's not bad. Alright, so let me finish this up real quick. Alright. Let's go back into the main hall. Let's find those other journals. Okay, so we're now in the mage's study. That leads out, but this keeps this place bright enough for now. Some books here. The Code of Malakath, a Sellsword's Guide to the Orc Strongholds. Follow the Daedric Prince Malakoth. Malakoth is the Prince of Curses, Keeper of the Bloody Oath, and the Chief Deity of the Orcs. Follower, improved power attacks, tennis, defeat epic foes, improved weapons and armor, never commit a crime against the strongholds. Orcs and those skilled in smithing are most deserving of my favor. No. The Affairs of Wizards. Service of Master Oregon. Rising Threat Volume 4. Okay. There's journal number 2. And more of the automatic inventory control. Every room's going to have something like that. All right, let's read number 2. Journal of Ludwig Klodovich, Part 2, 12th of last sea, 4E17. Now the father is gone. They pester me to expand the mausoleum in readiness for my eventual passing. Next in line to die. Fine, I shall order the excavation. 4th of Rain's Hand, 4E18. It is like turning over a rock and finding the twisting tunnels of an ant nest exposed to the sky, and yet here, the inhabitants did not scatter or erupt in a panic. They merely stood and stared, with those red pinpricks for eyes. 7th of Rain's Hand, 4E18. I should explain. In expanding the mausoleum, the workers broke through into some ancient catacombs of the Dwemer. They were beneath our feet, beneath the castle, all this time. Perhaps it should not be too surprising the Velothi tunnels are home to some Dwemer ruins also. It is all so strange, though. Where do I begin? I've read about Dwemer animunculi. All I could lay my hands on as if those were some of my favorites. But I have never seen any mention of what we found here. The workers called me down when they were about to breach the wall, and there we all stood, clustered around the hole. On the other side was our mirror image, a congregation of metal men staring back at us with their glowing red eyes. I was afraid. We all were. But while the workers all fled the mausoleum, I remained frozen in place. Expecting your imminent death is a significant shock. But an even greater surprise awaited me. A metal woman came forward and spoke. She spoke to me. At first her words were unrecognizable. Was it the Dwemer language? Then she spoke in Cyrodiilic, but that was slow and halting. No harm, she said. I could manage no response. No harm, she said again, but this time toward the metal men and women behind her. Now she stands here in the study with me, reading the books. I think she asked for them? I brought her here on the day of the breach, but I have forgotten what we spoke of. I said a lot in my panic. She said very little. It all happened so quickly. Her brethren have all remained behind down below, but she has not left the study. She is looking at me. 12th of Rain's Hand, 418. Her name is Lamashtu. Her progress in learning Cyrodiilic is astonishing. She reads my books and listens to the conversations of the staff, and already I can converse with her easily. The servants are not glad to have this audience, though. That much is clear. They are plainly afraid of what we have uncovered, but it is just as plain to me that these metal men mean us, well, no harm, as Lamashtu said. Lamashtu has promised to show me Nerndaral, for that is the name of the Dwemer catacombs beneath us. Actually, she has said that she will have her, I suppose, brother, Lahar, show it to me. I think she wants to stay in the study. She says that she and her metal brethren are called the Gilded, but I am as of yet unsure of what they are exactly. Apparently they have always been beneath our feet and have never ventured out. They do resemble animunculi, that is all I can say. I realize more and more each day that the discovery of the Gilded is a monumental one, but Lamashtu has requested privacy. I'm not sure of her reasons, but I can certainly think of my own. Dwemer animunculi are known to be generally hostile and quite dangerous. I dread the thought of what might happen if some kind of military attention fell on them. The staff may spread tales, how can I stop them? But I have heard how they speak of this discovery. I doubt anyone will believe the particulars of their tales. They will be thought of as just that, tales. First and second scene, 4E18. The resources to be found in Nerndaral are beyond my ability to count or really value. In particular, that wonderful metal, that famous Dwemer metal that confounds all who try to unlock the secrets of its fabrication. I did put the question to Lamashtu, but I am no smith or alchemist, was all she would say. She has answered many of my questions about the truly amazing machines down there, though. I can barely sleep. It feels like my mind is on fire with possibilities. Lahar is taking to his new job well, too. After showing me some of Nernderal, he followed me back up to the castle. I did not mind, even to begin with. He was almost as well-spoken as Lamashtu. I think she must have been teaching him, or perhaps he already knew. Much like Lamashtu had, Lahar began to follow the staff and observe their work, to their visible chagrin. Before long, he expressed an interest in taking up the role of caretaker of the castle. Already he is invaluable, he is careful, quick, and most remarkably, he does not appear to need or want for sleep. 22nd of 2nd Seed, 4E18. My studies of Nernderal's machines consume my attention, as do my plans regarding what I learned from them. I look to Lamashu as representative of that domain and of her kind. Besides Lahar, who is agreeable if simple, she is the only one able, or perhaps willing, to speak with me. The others merely stare as I pass and ignore my attempts at conversation. I ask her permission to salvage what scraps of metal could be found lying broken and useless in the halls of Nernderal for use in my own works. However, impassive her manner, she did agree. This is tremendously exciting. The metal can be melted down and reshaped as I desire, and there's so much of it to be had. I go to work. 25th of mid-year, 4E18. The mausoleum has become a thoroughfare. Metal, warped scraps and whole pieces both, is carted out of Nernderal and into the workroom by small groups of Gilded. There, the casting molds await. Things are taking shape. Alright, so now we find third. That's A Tale of Kieran, Volume 2. And Rising Threat, Volume 3. And a Guide to Sadrith Mora. Hawk Feathers, Small Antlers, Watered Elixir of Magicka, Hagraven Feathers, Bear Claws, Hagraven Claw, a whole bunch of goodies. Let's take a look at some of what we got there. Okay, Hagraven Claw is new. Fortify Enchanting, very important to know. Hagraven Feathers, Shock Aversion. Okay, never mind. Mother of Pearl, Magicka, very nice. And that's all we learned that's new. I told you I'd trip. Okay, let's get back into the main hall. Okay, back in the travel room, and get some more light in here. And in here, is another journal. Between the pages of this journal, you find a key. Tied to it is a label which reads Master Bedroom Wardrobe. Journal of Ludwig Klodovich, Part 3. Excuse me. First, the sun's height, 4E18. The staff are all leaving. This has been building for some time. It's their fear of the Gilded. More and more of their number are effectively taking up residence in the castle as they help with my work. As with Lamashtu and Lahar, they also took to observing the staff in their daily tasks. Never speaking, just watching. I think it all became too much. Perhaps it's for the best. I'm told that the company is not doing well. Less money is coming in. In truth, it is a relief. I never know what to say to them anyway, even to Annalise. She was always kind to me. She actually asked me to leave as well. That's not something I could do, though, especially not now. I could have sworn that she looked disappointed. It would be nice to think of why that might be, but that can't be it. It must be my imagination. Still, it is sad to think I will likely not see her again. In any case, Lamashtu was quick to point out that the staff were not even truly required any longer, not with her brethren being here and able to take up the work. Today I offered to pay them all a wage for this work, but Lamashtu declined, saying that all they needed was something to occupy them. Lahar echoed this sentiment. I suppose I will have to take them at their word. None of their brethren will speak to me after all. 3rd of Hearthfire, 4E20. Behold the common tap or spigot. The pipes of cast metal to ferry the water, the appropriated Dwemer pump, and the steam to make it go. Steam! Steam under pressure! It makes it all go. Now I have water at the turn of a tap. Heated water, even. That Dwemer boiler was perfect for the task. 23rd of First Seed 4E21. Today I have heard that the Clockwork Trading Company is no more. By accounts, it was in a slow decline since the Red Year and Mother's death, but now it's finally happened. We all have our share of the remaining wealth, and it is not insubstantial. I do not have to worry for myself or my remaining family. And indeed, I have continued my jewelry business all this time, and even overseeing some of the Gilded and creating additional pieces. Some things need to be arranged, but overall, this is nothing to fret over. Things here won't change. 5th of Rain's Hand, 4E21. I can't abide first-time meetings. Can anyone? No one knows what to say to one another. Who are you, they would say. What is it that you do? By which, of course, they mean, please describe your quantifiable worth to society in a short sentence. Yeah, ain't that the truth? 6th of Frostfall, 4E21. Father's beautiful glass garden perched atop the castle never did function as he wanted. It would never hold the warmth the plants needed. It all leached out into the frigid mountain air, and the plants froze and died. Now that I can tap into that seemingly endless supply of pressurized steam produced by some unknown means deep in Nernderal, the glass garden is finally as warm and as vaporous as I could ever want. 14th of Sun's Dawn, 4E23. An amazing discovery today. Though I would not have known it if not for Lamashtu. In excavating a new room for the cellar, the worker struck what appears to be, by its curve, to be a great metal sphere. Dwemer metal, like everything down here. But unlike any other items of Dwemer manufacture I have yet seen. Lamashtu came to look at it, and it seems that she recognizes it. After some thought, she said that it had been called a machine for far walking without steps. A rough translation, I think. I am simply calling it the travel machine for now, as it is apparently what it is for, teleporting to a far-off location and back again. She speaks of it as if a barely remembered thing from one's childhood, but Lamashtu tells me that the machine is like a crossroads, with paths striking out in many directions from it. At the end of each road is a terminus machine, and this is where one would appear upon entering the travel machine here. Similarly, entering a terminus machine would bring one back here. I have asked for the workers to uncover the sphere in its entirety. This is very exciting. 30th of Heartfire, 4E23. The travel machine is to be my own grand project. Quite early on, we found a kind of panel on the surface that could be removed. Behind it were etched a series of pictographs that Lamashtu aided me in deciphering. We have concluded that they gave instructions in an assembly and an operation of the machine. The work required is lengthy and arduous. It would be impossible were the Gilded not here to help me. A large chamber to house it must be dug out and supported with stonework. The machine itself has been buried in the dirt for who knows how long. Excavation continues, but it is painstaking. After that, it must be raised up, righted, and supported in place. It must be cleaned thoroughly, inside and out. Broken pieces must be recast and replaced. It is to require an extraordinary amount of piping. There's a lot going unused down in Nernderal, but will it be enough? I expect this to take years, but it is the power of teleportation, and not just in the hands of powerful mages. It is hard to imagine what a boon it would have been to the Clockwork Company had it not closed its doors. 22nd of Second Seed, 4E24. Work on the travel machine continues. In the meantime, I have been inspired by the idea of the travel machine to create my own structure that facilitates fast transportation of items across the castle. It relies on the principles of pneumatic pressure to propel items through pipes that have been laid beneath the floors and beyond the walls. My first practical test was a pipe that ran between a terminal in the kitchen and one in my bedroom. It worked as much as I expected, though the first attempts were messy. I shall expand this structure of pipes throughout the castle. It will be more disruptive than the gas lights were, as the pipes were much larger, but worth it in the end, I feel. Funny thing also, I have heard that rather than Clockwork Castle, people have come to call my home Clockwork Castle for all the machinery here. It's a fitting name. I think I like it. 11th of Rain's Hand, 4E30. I am frustrated by the interminable work required by the travel machine. So much work and yet so little to occupy my time. I simply lack the strength of the Gilded, and for now there is nothing I can help with. To alleviate my boredom, I recently began work on a method for controlling the machine. It is something I've given a lot of thought to, how to inform the machine where I want to go. I am sculpting what will become a cast metal relief map of Skyrim. Only Skyrim, Lamassu assures me that it could not take me anywhere else. Once cast, I will affix mechanical buttons to it like in the places on the map that the machine can take me. It shall be beautiful. I certainly have the time to make it so. What is that? 11th of Frostfall, 4E32. No, 4th of Frostfall, 4E32. Today, one of the Gilded workers struck me as we were working on the travel machine. He had been giving me odd looks all morning, so I kept an eye on him and in turn and saw the blow coming in time to mostly evade him. He still caught me on the arm and knocked me to the floor, raising a nasty bruise. He stood above me silent all the while, and for a moment I feared for my life. Fortunately, I then heard Lahar rounding the corner and looked to him for help, but now it was Lahar looking at me oddly, sprawled on the floor, as the worker had already turned back to the task as if nothing was amiss. Still, I had to tell Lahar what happened. I hardly feel safe around the Gilded these days. He said a soft something to the worker that I didn't catch, and my assailant left from Nernderal without a word, later to be replaced by a different Gilded. I am thankful that the machine is nearly finished. 20th of Sun's Dusk, 4E33. It is like tuning a musical instrument. Fine adjustments until the right tone is struck, and the travel machine stirs to life, a bright blue portal shining in its heart. This is how we find where the thing can take us, which terminus machines out there yet function. I was reluctant to go through the shimmering portal. How could we truly know where it led, or even if one would arrive with both life and limbs intact? What if an unfriendly person awaited on the other side? Lahar did not seem to share my concerns, however, and strolled through the portal before I knew what he intended. He was gone so long that I thought him lost, and when he returned he was caked in dirt as if he had dug his way out of a grave. I saw the banners of Whiterun, he said to me. The caravan brings us mead from there. I marked down the tuning, and we moved to the next. Lahar went fearlessly into the portal again and again, and though now I made him cover his metal body with what clothes would fit, he would be a strange sight indeed to anyone that might see him otherwise. 9th of Evening Star, 4E33. Today I took my first steps outside Clockwork Castle in over a decade. How is it that so much time has passed? It was well outside the castle, too. The travel machine works. I stood outside the Markarth Clockwork terminus for several minutes, watching the crowds across the river entering and leaving the city. So many people. And that was enough for me. I returned to make this entry. There were long years in which I thought this day would never come, but now it is here. The machine works. Now that there is no more need for the caravans to make the trip through the Velothi tunnels delivering my supplies, Lahar has said that he will do it instead using the travel machine. 18th of Midyear, 4E35. This morning I awoke to find that all the Gilded, excepting Lamassu and Lahar, had left during the night. Lahar says they have all returned to Nernderal. To be honest, I'm relieved. I was beginning to feel like a prisoner in my own home. I dared not enter a room if one of the workers was in there doing their chores. I don't know how to properly describe it, but for some time now, they have exuded such a sense of menace that I feel in danger around them. Fortunately, Clockwork Castle has earned its name. With all the work I've done here, all the labor-saving machines, the workers are no longer needed. Lahar is more than enough. After all, there is no great entourage here to feed and clothe, no mothers, fathers, children, and dogs. There's just me. Only me. Well. Well, all right. So we got a new. Where is it? Dwarven oil. Magic aversion. Lovely. Alright, gotta put stuff up again. Alright, that gets the weight back down again, and now let's find that last book. Back to Clockwork Castle Hall. Okay, back in the bedroom. And we're hungry again. So we'll eat that steak. Bong. 6 o'clock. Do you know what time it is? Okay, so remember what the key said? The wardrobe. It's got a false back panel and, oh dear, a bunch of ruined books. Instead of knocking them over and scattering them, let's just grab them. And eventually you guys will see the purpose of collecting all of those books. But I assure you there's a good reason for it. You know, we haven't saved in a minute. Let's save. Okay, we got another wardrobe here. It's got some boots. Okay, a pipe with some water dripping through it. Okay, pneumatic tube receptacle. A desk that looks like it hasn't been used in quite a while. More dwarven oil. In this wardrobe, we got more clothing. And oh boy. And it looks like we found Ludwig. And a point of smithing. Journal of Ludwig Klodovich, Part 4. 5th of Sun's Height, 4E37. An awful realization has been in my thoughts lately. Or rather than a realization, a question. If I were to die, say of some accident in the workroom, how long would it be until I was found? The answer, I think, is that the longer I stay here out of the world, the more any knowledge of or memories of me will fade from those out there. And the longer it would be until I was found, tending towards infinity. It's almost mathematical. 13th of evening year, 4E44. It occurs to me that I am so accustomed to the useful machines in Clockwork Castle that I can scarcely imagine life without them, and yet, do devices like these exist anywhere else? They could improve the lives of others too, but would anyone accept them? What real use would these contraptions be? They would ask, or how could we possibly afford to build such extravagances? And yet I spend all my days in the workroom crafting machines and objects of utility and beauty. Perhaps one day, when I've done enough, when I am finished, I could show it all to everyone. 10th of Frost Fall, 4E53. I cannot remember the last time I actually spoke aloud. Once there was so much to say, so much to learn from Lamashtu, and so much to organize with Lahar. Now though everything is settled, every moment runs into the next with the precision and predictability of a perfect machine. Every day is exactly the same. There is nothing more to say. When was the last time I spoke to someone from outside the castle? Someone not made of metal. It must have been around when the travel machines were completed. Has it really been so long? I don't know that I would raise my voice anymore, not even to save my life. I don't want it to be heard. 29th of First Seed, 4E54. They're warm to the touch, aren't they? Am I not warm? Lamashtu Lahar, the lady in the walls, they are all so cold. The lady in the wall. Oh, wow. First of Hearthfire, 4E60. Clocks driven by soul gems, marking time for an eternity. Are they aware? What do they see with no eyes? What do they feel with no skin? 7th of Midyear, 4E68. Does the mind require other minds to inform its thoughts? Do they otherwise reflect back uselessly and endlessly unchanged? An echo chamber. But I say nothing. Could I still speak? I dare not speak. 7th of Sun's Dusk, 4E83. I do nothing but sit here in this chamber, the cobwebs growing about me, and the dust staining my skin. I could not bear their eyes upon me, and the weight of judgment behind those eyes would be too much as well. I think I shall simply stay here instead. There is a feeling rising in me that my time here is growing short. It is obvious to me that I shall note down my last will, but then there is no one to give it all to, and I have nothing to offer in any case. Who would want what I have? I don't want to reflect on my life. It was no good. Really, it's no good. Surely, though, it was better than nothing. Jeez. That's... Dang. And Lamashtu.
What are you doing?
I found a corpse.
That must be Ludwig. He used to live here with us. I had not spoken to him for a long time. I suppose he must have died in there.
How? Why is he still in there?
I forgot about death. It was a long time ago for me.
You forgot.
I am nearly 4,000 years old. For me, time is difficult. Men and Mer are victims of time, whereas I turned for a moment to ponder, and when I turned back, you're all dead.
And Ludwig?
Towards the end, Ludwig shut himself away and would see no one. Items such as food and books were sent up using the pneumatic tube system. For a time, Lahar continued to deliver his food, and the food was eaten. I believe now that the vermin began to eat the food once Ludwig stopped.
What now? His body's still in there.
Caretaking is Lahar's sole interest. You should ask him.
It's dark in there. Okay, so we'll need to talk to Lahar about that, and we will also take a quick tour of the rest of the place, and we'll end this video. And Lahar should be... Yep, he's down there.
Once the travel machine is restored to working order, I will be able to fetch supplies from the outside world.
There's some work about the castle I'd like you to do.
What needs to be done?
Can you do something about Ludwig's body?
Ludwig is dead. That is a terrible shame. I shall remove his body and place it in the mausoleum. Once it is unlocked, I shall also clean the area surrounding his body. It must be very dusty by now.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need anything else.
Okay, so let's just take a quick tour of the rest of the castle. Okay, that's the main entranceway. I'm sure you already knew that. Here is the workroom. We got a note. Corrosive vapor warning. The workroom is closed until the corrosive vapors within can be purged. The exhaust fans are currently non-functional due to the breaches in the steam pipeline. Okay, I guess we're not going into the workroom. We've already been into the mage's study. That's upstairs. Here is the armory. Alright, let's take a quick look-see here. So we open that. And now we get a better look of the place. And we have all of that organization. as you can see. I've got various mannequins around here. We got another spot here. As you can see, you got a place to put your dragon claws and your masks. And various and different things. Another wardrobe with a false back panel. Fat loot is an artifact. It doesn't really do anything, but you'll see once we actually do end up unlocking the Dragonborn Museum. Oh, overweight again. Your arms and sword, not very good. So yeah, sad story about Ludwig there. The loneliness kind of made him lose his mind there a bit. Alright, that's a bit better. Alright, we'll go down here. We'll go upstairs now. Where we got more here. Definitely a lot of things to put around. Again, you could really make a... You could really do a lot with what you got here. So that's the armory. And alright, so let's explore a different room real quick. Okay, we go down this path here. Okay, we know this hallway eventually leads up and outside. Here's the dining room. If you continue on down that way, we get to the kitchen. Where we can cook, we can bake. But yeah, my heart wasn't choking. Not much in here right now. Kitchen will be useful. Alright, let's go upstairs. That's the travel room down there. We know the master bedroom. This is the other way up and out and to the roof. Alright, let's take a look at the living quarters. Okay. You know, I think for this, we'll go with candlelight. Careful of the rugs. But yeah, this is basically where... Okay, this is a kid's room. So yeah, you can bring kids in here. And they have their own bathroom. And yes, that's working plumbing. And definitely has a lot of... This is used for the staff. So, due to... Yeah, thanks to the NFF, we could use this place. Rail off. to stash some followers once, if we decide we want to go in a different direction. Another place to cook. Sorry about that. That was a mistake. Anyway, we'll continue on down this way. As you can see, there's definitely a lot more sleeping space, more of a barrack-style feel. Guess that first section was for the higher-ups, and those are for the low-level workers. But yeah, that's the living quarters. Go back out. Yes, the master bedroom. We already know about that. That's the mage's study, which we've already explored. And the workroom, another corrosive vapor warning. Actually, we didn't explore the mage's study all that thoroughly. Let's go back in. Okay, so this is the mage's study. A lot of books, sort by title. You can put some up on shelves. And we've got, well, draft of quickening. Hell yeah. We've got an alchemy lab that is non-functional right now. And some cabinets to store all your ingredients and your potions. And a sorter. Same thing with soul gems. Whether filled or emptied. And currently non-working arcane enchanter, which sucks. And we got this staircase up here, which leads to the glass garden. Let's take a look. Okay, this place is kind of sad right now. One lone Canis root is all that we've got right now, huh? That's neither here nor there right at this moment. Let's go outside to the grounds. Alright, so we're back on the top of the grounds. And we need to get the key from Lamasha. She's back at her spot, so we'll talk to her about that.
You're still here.
The steam pipeline is broken.
I see.
So the travel machine isn't working.
Yes. Then you can stay.
Stay here in the castle?
It is simple. You are trapped here, therefore you cannot leave here, therefore you must live here.
Lahar said to ask you for the key to the mausoleum.
Yes, I had him give me the key. Lahar can be simple. If he had decided to go back down there and try to fix the pipeline again, he might not have returned.
Could I have the key?
You wish to try to fix the pipeline yourself. Very well. Here.
I have questions.
I may have answers.
What are you?
I am a machine of bone and metal.
Bone. Are you undead?
I am a machine. I am made of bone and metal.
Are you of the Dwemer?
Somewhat.
Can you tell me something of the Dwemer then?
Very well. Abactu markictu a thumbs amakai. The abactu vadod kagortium kickthamsa.
I don't understand.
No, you wouldn't.
A strange ghost was following me in the tunnels.
Ghosts are not particularly unusual. They are a recognized phenomenon.
Yes, but there was something unusual about this one.
How so?
It followed me for a long while, but did little else.
I see.
Just being near it hurt terribly.
I see.
It made a strange wailing sound.
A sound. I see.
Never mind.
Very well.
Why do only you and Lahar live here?
Clockwork Castle has been cut off from the outside world for well over 100 years. Until you came along, that is. Of course, the destruction left in your wake means that once again, no one is going to find this place.
Lahar mentioned his brothers and sisters.
We are the Gilded. He means the rest of our kind, down in Erndural. Though we may all look the same, we are not.
What do you mean?
3 children wrote their names upon the world. The first gouged it into the dirt. The second carved into the flesh of a tree. The third chipped into solid stone. Thus they recorded their memory upon the world. The first child's name was washed away with the first rain. The second child's name grew and distorted with the tree until it died. The memory survives, but twisted almost beyond recognition. The third child's name remains unchanged for as long as the stone endures. The Gilded down below are the first children. Lahar is a second child. I am the third.
Your voice is quite unusual.
I have no mouth, no lips, no tongue and no throat. My heart shivers in my chest, and words are produced from my speaker horn.
Never mind.
Very well. Is that all?
Yes, it is. Alright, so that's about as good as it's going to get for now. And next episode, we're going to go into the mausoleum. And we are going to explore further down into Nernderal. And we are going to try and fix the Steam issues. Alright, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get the latest and greatest videos as they come in. And help this channel grow. This has been Big Dave, the Middle Age Gamer. This is Skyrim, Legacy of the Dragonborn. I'll see you all next time.